Countdown continues. Let's try to get through this quickly as possible. 80 through 71. Number 80 is Pierre Garcon. Vastly underrated. The guy led the NFL in receptions last year. And he did it with Robert Griffin and Kirk Cousins. Alright. Now get the fuck out. And listen, like I said, well, why do you keep ripping on Robert Griffin all the time, you know? Because people keep overpraising him and shit like that, and I mean, Jesus Christ. Act like fucking fanboys. I mean, gee, what do you think? Get the fuck out. But yes, Pierre Garcon should be higher in the countdown. The reason why he's being punished is because he plays for the Washington Redskins. It's just simple as that. 79 is Aqib Talib. Rated right where he should be. People think he's underrated. No, right where he should be. I mean, hey, at least he's on the countdown. He's had a good season last year. You know, but now he's with the Broncos, and he's gonna have, and he's already overpaid. He's gonna have a down year. That is a problem. So I would say overrated, just for that. All right, 78 is tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, Tyron Smith. Underrated. Jesus Christ, just underrated. Because he's the reason why Tony Romo was able to have such a good season. The Cowboys still went 8-8. Now let's be fair about this. More on that in a second. 77 is Clay Matthews. No problem with the spot. He dealt with a thumb injury, missed a good number of games because of it. It's all about the fact that he has missed quite a few games last year. So yeah, 77 is about right. 76, Von Miller, same thing. His 4-game suspension and his season-ending ACL injury did not help his cause. But I'm glad to see him on the countdown because he still deserves to be on the countdown. He's still a better all-around player at the outside linebacker position. Matthews as well. 75 is Joe Staley. Underrated. This guy should always be at least top 50. I'm sorry. I don't know why people keep ranking him so fucking low, but whatever. Jesus Christ. 74 is Tim Jennings of the Chicago Bears. Made the countdown last year. This year he did. This year because of the absence of Charles Tillman, played a lot better. 74 is about right. Wes Welker comes in at 73. So I'm a little shocked at that, but not really, because the Broncos have good receivers. The only other receiver that's really good is, what's his name? Oh yeah, Demaryius Thomas. You know, it's like, what the fuck? But yeah, 73 is about right. I mean, Denver's not asking Wes to do much, like New England asked him to do much. You know, and all he did was help the Broncos become one of the greatest regular season scoring offenses in NFL history. But the problem was Denver didn't have a fucking running game or a really good offensive line. They just had one good player on that offensive line, and that was Louis Vasquez, who also made the countdown 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so 73 is a bit right. I would say higher, but I have no problem with 73. So yeah, underrated. Number 72 is Antoine Roll, safety of the New York Giants. That should be ranked lower. Get the fuck out. I mean, he had a good season last year. I mean, one of the only bright spots for the New York Giants after the Giants started 0-6. They finished 7-3, but you know. Oh yeah, and I also got confirmation that Eli Manning will not make this year's list because he led the NFL in interceptions last year and threw less touchdowns than interceptions. yeah, you're not going to make the list. So Flacco's not going to make the list either for that very same reason. And all right, here comes the controversy. Right, 71, Tony Romo. The most polarizing quarterback in NFL history. Let's call it what it is. And you know I'm going to say overrated, but not for reasons that you might think. Because most people say that he's overrated because he's ranked higher than Colin Kaepernick. You know, people think it's a joke that Kaepernick is ranked lower than Tony Romo. Well, I'm sorry, I have to fucking disagree. Okay. Alright, Tony Romo is a better quarterback than Kaepernick. Now, granted, he's coming off back surgery because of his herniated disc that he suffered against the Washington Redskins in Week 16 of 2013. And yes, the Cowboys are on a limited pitch count with Tony Romo. And we don't know whether or not Tony Romo's going to be ready to go. But Tony Romo had a hell of a season last year. You know, Colin Kaepernick is just blessed on... I know everyone's been saying this, but it's true. Kaepernick's just been blessed on a good football team. You know, with a damn good defense. I would like to see how Kaepernick would have done with the worst defense in the NFL last year. You know, giving up touchdowns on almost every drive. You know, how is Colin Kaepernick going to be able to handle that? You know, this whole bullshit. Oh, it's the new age quarterback. You know, you're going to run and throw at the same time. You know, not every quarterback is built that way. What the fuck is this? I mean, yeah, you want to sprint. Yeah, and it's not like it's not even fucking new. You know, people act like they've never heard of Randall Cunningham or John Elway. Elway could fucking move, okay? Let's be realistic here. Back in the day, I'm talking about Romo here, and Kaepernick, okay? Like I already mentioned that. Again, let's see how he would have done. Romo would have killed to have a defense like the 49ers. Now, granted, he fucking choked in some games like the Packer game and the Bronco game. You know, that's the problem. That's been the problem. That's why I think he's overrated. As he still has trouble in those big game situations. But Kaepernick had troubles too. Like last year's NFC Championship game. And, you know, people can make excuses for the Niners all they want about how they lost that fucking game. They lost. Simple as that. Get over it. You know? It's fucking ridiculous. The reason why I think he's overrated is because he's ranked higher than Tyron Smith. He should never be ranked higher than Tyron Smith. And he's ranked higher than Jason Witten. That should never happen. Okay? He should never be ranked higher than Jason Witten. That's why he's overrated. Does he deserve to be on the countdown? Yes, he does. Does he deserve to be on to be ranked higher than Kaepernick? Yes, he does. But of course, I'm not supposed to say that because, you know, I have to keep showing bias and shit like that. No, that ain't fucking happening. I'm sorry. Alright, this concludes this week's installment of the Top 100 of 2014, my reaction to 80 through 71. Later, fuckers.